welcome to Naples, and thanks for accepting Satori Comunicazioni invitation.
Thanks for the invitation. Yeah.
Yes. I want to know, how do you like Retina's approach to electronic music? Because I know you're very friends, and not only music contact, but also beyond music connection, you're friends, right?
Yeah, we know each other for a while.
So what's your approach? What do you think about their approach to the electronic music?
I really like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know them. If they wouldn't. So
there's a lot in common.
Yeah, it's also like, in a way, it's also what I do. It's more rather like a kind of minimal stuff. But they are really into this rhythm, and I heard them. I know them for a long time. I enjoy always the music, and then sometimes we are not so close. But recently they had been 2 times in Berlin and playing there at some places, and the last time at Tresor Club. And it was really like, wow, great experience to hear them performing, and immediately everybody was dancing around. So it was really cool.
So you hang out a lot, guys.
Yeah, I had been here in the past already. Yeah.
We're so excited to know. Have you ever done? I mean, will you do something together, like producing stuff together?
No.
No, definitely. So
We just
No, it's not. It's not necessary. I mean, like it's good also to know people, to have like a friendship, and not only like having a working relationship. So, and also, I mean, I'm really focused on my projects, and sometimes to do some side projects. It takes some time, additional time.
you
so
don't
I
need
thought,
to do it. Yes, I get it.
But we had some quite nice sessions yesterday and today, so...
Cool, great, yeah. I bet so.
It's a question mark.
Yeah. So in the last works you did, you use a lot of analog stuff and synthesizer, which just confirms that you just belong to the old scene, and that you're not that young, which is very, I mean, it's pride, right? And but I want to know what attracted you to choose these particular sounds.
No, it was already. Yeah, I'm born like in the 50s, and I grew up like in the 60s when I was a kid, like small, and I was attracted with science fiction movies on TV. And at this time, they didn't have like this massive sound, but nowadays, you know, if you look, so like really tiny soundtrack, really minimal, some sine waves and so on. And this was something very new. I mean, you can't hear it in nature, these sounds, you know. And this was something what I always enjoying, and was what makes me curious about how to make it, what the sound is. And then was the same time like all these synthesizers coming up in rock music, for example. So this was really attracting me, all this electronic side of the rock music, also the music itself. But if there was something like Jimi Hendrix, he treated his guitar like really like with a lot of pedals and distortion and wah-wah and echoes and stuff like this. And this was really attracting me, yeah.
Cool. So I guess this is something which makes you in common with him, with Lino aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Teeny stuff.
Tiny.
Tiny
sparkling
sound.
yeah. So you were born in East Berlin.
Yeah.
So,
No, East Berlin, East Germany. So, but in a really small village in mountains over there.
Karl Marx-Stadt.
No, this is a city, but I was even like in the mountains, like on the Czech border.
Okay.
Really small. But I moved then to Karl Marx-Stadt when I was 10. Yeah.
I got you. So, but anyway, we have the feeling that in your music, you just reflect what your background is. Like, I mean, there are so many models of control that human beings nowadays try to develop in this chaotic world, and you know, like this is what we can understand through your music. That's a lot of precise stuff, control. And I mean, is this your aesthetical approach to music?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think it is my person. Like, so I grew up like this, and also I never had really a training in music. You know, I never studied music. I can't read no scores, even not today. So, and this makes me more careful because I want to do it right. So
I got you.
Really need some more time because I'm not so trained. I mean, if somebody like studying, I mean, he's probably know better what to do, and I have to look what I do, that it fits together in a way I want to do it. And so I think this is also something of what makes the character of this music.
In a kind of way, you're saying that a proper musician would be more superficial.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what kind of music it is, but in often they know better about harmonics, about placement of, or like a beat making or so, because they learn it, you know, they study it. And this is something different if you're a self-taught musician, so you have to really to learn everything by yourself.
Yeah, it's clear. You use a lot of visual in your production, and how do you relate visuals to your music, and where do you take the inspiration from?
Yeah, it was already in the 80s. I had a band already, and we were experimenting at this time already with 8mm, 16mm film, and then later with this, what I do nowadays with the electronic music, I think it can support also the music. It shows what goes on in the music, reflecting what's going on, especially with the more abstract stuff, what I also sometimes do. Then it's, for lots of people, then they can see on a screen better in a way what's in the music going on. I had some often like people coming then after concerts, now I understand the music because I saw.
You see, yeah.
So it's, I mean, we are very visual people, so, and for lots of, it's, I mean, sometimes it's dangerous because it takes the attraction away from the music. It's then only the visual, but it can also help to understand the music and to have going better inside if it's like this kind of more experimental stuff.
At the end of the day, you're a visionary.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, also like for live, you know, it's not so important if you play live to see just like a guy with like earlier a computer or like just a machine. It's then if you have something more visual, like with a band, I mean, you can see the guitar player, the drummer, and whatever. And so I don't have these things, but I have the visuals, and then for the people it also kind of...
Have you seen Lino's visuals as well? He's also very good in doing visuals.
Actually, we are not doing a video anymore.
Yeah, but you did it in
so
the
you
past.
did
Yeah,
that? Okay, I don't know about this.
For
I'm so surprised. I missed it.
You should show to people, you know. I was one of the few who
he's so shy.
seen it. Yes, he's shy guy, but he's very good in doing visuals as well.
Yeah, I have done some experiment during last phase of RETINA, maybe till 2014.
Okay.
We have had the show with the video too, and now we stopped because we are more concentrated in the music.
Yeah.
We prefer to stay more.
You see, this is why it's good to have a friend like me. So let's go back to your stuff in your albums. There's a lot of advice, proper advice on the way someone has to listen to your music with the headphones,
sometimes,
stereo modes. Yeah, you do that, but don't you think this is a nonsense? I mean, it's useless because so many low quality music is on the channels like YouTube and stuff, and so many people is listening and downloading, you know, music through those channels. So I mean, you just make a great effort, you know, just you advise people to listen to the music in that way, but
yeah, it was only like, it's not usually, I mean, for this stuff what the new album was, I wouldn't do it, but it was a special album what is called Isolation, I think.
Yeah, but it's a professional thing. I like it. Everybody likes it.
And then it's, I mean, it's open for people how they want to deal with it,
Yeah.
but if you want the best experience, then you should have
So
headphones.
this is for the best people, for the best
no,
listener.
for the best experience, you
not
can have
for the
this
crowd.
for the
I
music.
listen often your music in my place, so I listen with the speaker, and I prefer to have your sound.
But sometimes also
in the air, you know.
I have also like maybe later on I will bring it out. Like I did a lot of recordings with like binaural microphones, you know, for this, like there was this kind of multi-channel system what I was working on 4D sound, and then I mean with the stereo recording you can't hear this environment. So I bought me these binaural like microphones, and then you play in the middle of the, and then you, but then as a listener you have to have headphones, otherwise it wouldn't work.
Sure.
The reason why I'm telling you this is because, you know, there's a lot of instantaneous fruition of music. So what do you think about this? Where is music going towards? I mean, you know, nobody's listening to good quality music.
We can figure out with something, I don't know. The computer are now in all the houses, so the music will be listened by many young people that use low speaker.
Yeah.
I think the language of music has changed its focus during the time.
Yeah.
We have lived in a past era when the music was the glue of everything, also to connect with people.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to the record store and find people and share interest, know people of other town, and we have to go there, and we have to share this sensation.
Right. Yes.
That is that you can miss.
You have to be
outside,
there.
on the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
So also the music is going in another way. We don't know when.
Which is
Yeah, but
negatively.
no, it also depends from your age. I mean, these young guys, they still like, I mean, they're going to the concert to enjoy the music together, you know, like, because it's not so nice, or it can be nice too, but it's a different experience to go together to concert, to club, to dance. What is also enjoying music together, not necessarily only like buying stuff, but I think, and then of course, then you have all these like platforms nowadays where you can also share your experience, you can have your comments, oh this is nice, or something like this. It's a different way, but
So you're open.
it's changing, but I wouldn't say it's better
Bad
or
bad, because it was bad in the past.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Someone-
Yeah, I got you. So, I mean, there's somebody, I guess, that you like amongst these young people, this new generation?
There's always like surprising artists. What I recently heard in summer was an American artist, but she is living in England. It's Jaylin. She's a black American. It's really abstract, very energetic music with lots of drum sounds. I was really surprised, stuff like this. So
What's her name again?
Jaylin?
Jaylin.
Yeah, it's an artist name. Something what just came to my mind, but also in Berlin you have a lot of chances to go out and to see concerts. Also when I play like a festival or something, then there are some other artists too, and I have a wide range of interest, not only like this kind of, whatever, more entertaining music, but also like contemporary music and jazz, improvised music. There's a lot of things going on. So there's always new, exciting things.
So you're very optimistic about the future scene? Like,
I don't see any. I mean, it changes, but you know, earlier and like whatever 40, 50 years ago, you had need a lot of money to buy equipment.
Yeah,
you have like
nowadays,
really like a good recording, and nowadays, and you couldn't bring it out. You have to have a label. You have to make vinyl. This is like really cost intensive.
Yeah.
And then later on, you can get small drum machines and everything, and every could do it by itself. You had this bedroom producers and everything. And nowadays, you only need actually a computer to do something, and everything else. This depends on the people. I mean, if you have like a talent, then of course he can start immediately with a computer and bring out his music on any platforms nowadays on the internet. And can build up a community. What was when I was like in this age really difficult. I mean, we had like we could make like tapes or something, but this is something different from. And then I made maximum like 20 pieces because it was
hard.
And it takes time. And nowadays you have like an audience of whatever is open. You know.
So Raster.IT has been a worldwide reference label, and many international artists, just thank Norton Raster.IT. But nowadays there are lots of personal labels, individual labels. How do you handle this? I mean,
No, this was also we were starting like a small something and like an artist label, having only like 3 of us. First Olaf and me and Carsten Nicolai, and Olaf Bender, me and Carsten Nicolai, and then we invited artists to also release on our label. So and slowly it grows, and also we are happy enough, lucky enough to have kind of new approach at this time. And so nowadays also I see lots of small labels coming up, and then it depends also how they run the label. If they want to invite other people, only like releasing their own stuff is
cool.
I think it's also something good. I mean, the more labels you have, the more chances you have to hear something, and yeah.
Lino, Raster Norton did teach you something, especially Frank.
Frank,
it was a great lesson to you.
Enlightened. My mind.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you get in touch with him? You told me before.
He bought our records in Berlin.
He bought your records?
Yeah.
Cool.
2007.
It must be 2007 when you had this Simeon or what?
This release.
You were on MySpace, right?
Yeah, we were in MySpace and we released this record on FT Records. It was a compilation of our old stuff plus some unreleased track. And he bought this Simeon album and he left the comment on MySpace.
What did you write? You remember? You left a comment?
Yeah, something that I really enjoyed the music or something. Yeah, because I had it, I listened to it and said, wow, really cool. And it's also what I think about music.
I guess you were so much excited because you were a fan.
Yeah, me and Nicola, yes, we were excited about the comments because we didn't expect something like this, you know.
But this is also something that comes with internet, you know, like when you can meet somebody.
Yeah, it's a kind of
sharing,
good vibes,
yes,
you know.
Yes.
So since then we have had some email exchange,
right? Yes.
And we met in several festivals.
Cool, that's great.
Yes.
Magic, yeah. So you're tonight going to play something new? We're so excited to listen to something
it's
new.
not really new. I mean, this is like a second last record I did put out on Raster Noton, but I guess it fits well for that night. More kind of club sound, more like kind of drum and bass stuff and stuff like this.
Okay, so one more last question. Can I do it? It's about inspiration. I'm so attached to this matter, inspiration. Where do you take your inspiration from? I mean, generally, like, and not only from the visual, as you said before.
No, I mean, first, of course, like, listen to other music, and then I think always, going to live concert, I think, wow, this is cool, I want to try it, you know, so this is like something what I really...
So from the external world, and from your inner world? You drink sometimes? You do have vision?
Yeah, of course, but this is not like so inspiring, but it's more like also like the daytime, nighttime, probably also this visit here, you know, but it's not having like a direct influence. It's more like over time, then it's...
Yeah, like a brick on a brick on a brick.
Yeah, right. And suddenly something is there,
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power of improvisation.
I enjoy more and more. Earlier, I did my music was more like composed on the computer often, and nowadays I enjoy more also improvisation. Therefore, I bought more also like a small.
In fact, today we have had a good vibe improvising.
You really had a good time together, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yesterday too.
So you had a great time. We had a great time too, and I'm glad. Thanks for the interview.
Thanks for doing
and
this.
I'm gonna see you tonight.
Yes.
The CellarTheory. Come, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Bretschneider, Lino Monaco, Nicola, Retina, and thanks again. Bye.
Bye. Okay.
It's okay, right?
Bye. Nico, la fotografia.
A posto,
Hey,
facciamo,
vieni
vai.
Nico. Nicola is always behind.
Yeah.
He's so shy.
But he's shy.
Ok.